a child, you don't realize how much of an influence your parents have on your life. But as you grow older, you start to realize that everything they did was for a reason. Now that I'm about to graduate from college, I've begun to really understand how lucky I am to have a father like mine, and I see how I have been influenced by his everyday actions. I grew up watching my dad work long nights on pro bono cases, and now I work long nights doing design and marketing work for nonprofit organizations. I grew up watching my dad go from meeting to meeting, making sure his clients' families were doing okay, even when it wasn't convenient, or when it meant sacrificing time with our family. Now I find myself helping friends in some of their darkest times, even during finals. My dad always had high expectations of himself, of me, my brother, who's in the back, and you can still see him because he's so tall, and so many other young people. He understands the need to encourage people to reach their highest potential. And now I find that I expect the best for myself as well as my close friends and team members. I have always felt relatively confident in my potential and abilities as a person because my dad always emphasized that I am the only one in the way of my success. My father taught me what it means to be a good person even when no one is looking, and what it means to be faithful and hardworking. And I know he would only be able to affect more positive change on people's lives as the next judge on the Erie County Court of Common Pleas. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome my father and hero, Elvage Murphy.
Well, thank you. I did my best not to shed a tear, and I would certainly be lying if I said I did not. It was a slight tear, so I was able to remain composed. But I couldn't have thought of anyone who could have introduced me as well as one of my children. You know, they know me better than anyone else on the face of the planet, and I think they might even know me better than my wife. But I am very proud of both of them, very proud of this family. Very simply, I am blessed, and I mean, I just couldn't put it more succinctly. Well, we all know why we are here this evening. I would like to officially declare my candidacy for the position of judge on the 6th Judicial Circuit of the Erie County Court of Common Pleas. You know, we are here this evening. I chose the Perico College of Edinburgh University for a reason. See, Perico has a very, very special place in my heart because it's a place where I have encountered so many young people and adults who have returned to school. And I've watched how this college and our faculty has given new starts to so many people in this community. I think of people like State Representative Ryan Bizzarro. I think of people like Christine Rush, who's an assistant in Representative Pat Harkin's office, and so many others who have taken advantage of the opportunities that are presented to them. And very simply, all I'm attempting to do is the exact same thing. You know, people have asked this question over the last couple of months, so we might as well get it out on the table. Elvage, why are you running? Why are you looking, and I've had some of my students threaten me already, don't you dare leave. Well, very simply, I'm running because I believe in the search for truth. I believe in justice. See, those are concepts, they're not just hollow to me. Those are values that were deeply ingrained into me as a little boy by my mother and my father. Second reason why I'm running is because I believe I have the kind of perspective that I believe our bench needs at a critical time. See, I believe a judge needs to have their hand on the pulse of a community. They need to be connected to the people in the community. See, I have that connection because I'm not just an attorney. As you can see here, I'm a husband and I'm a father. I'm a business owner. You know, my wife and I founded a charitable organization years ago that is designed to empower children and to bring generations of people together. You know, my wife and my children, we have worked in ministry together and touched so many lives and really tried to instill and inspire potential and to get people to see potential in themselves that they didn't even know existed. See, our personal experiences, they are in fact that. They're personal. They're intimate. But see, experience provides you with perspective. And with that perspective comes a unique way of seeing the world. Seeing the world from a standpoint that where you are able to encounter and embrace the issues that people bring before you. You're able to listen attentively even when you're so tired you don't think you can listen anymore. See, having been an instructor for 13 years while continuing to practice law, I can't imagine anything sweeter. I can't imagine not having the opportunity to touch people's lives. See, I understand that sitting on the bench and being a judge provides you that opportunity. You know, I heard retiring Judge Ernest DeSantis Jr. say not too long ago, he's had the opportunity to impact lives. How true that is. Impacting lives, setting standards, setting expectations, but yet at the same time doing it and making sure that it's balanced with the requisite compassion and mercy while appropriately applying and respecting the rule of law. See, I've been prepared for this process. I know it. I had two wonderful parents. My father, Gerard Murphy, who's here with us this evening. Dad, would you mind standing up? I know you didn't want any attention, but if you would stand up. And I just want to say to you, Dad, you got me here. Because you showed me how to be a man of action, a man of commitment, and most importantly, a man who is selfless. See, my father doesn't like a lot of attention. He'll tell you that. Okay, Dad, you can sit down. He doesn't like a lot of attention. He never has. But he's always gone about his business quietly. And he would always tell my brother and I, you don't need to beg for attention. People will see the work that you do. Allow the work that you do to speak for yourself. And that's what's really brought me to this point. Because when people reach out to you over the years and they tell you, have you ever considered running for judge? Are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. But as people begin to ask more and more, and different people begin to inquire about the possibility of your interest, it becomes abundantly clear you can't ignore those questions anymore. Because you begin to realize that there's a greater purpose that's in store for you. My mother, who could not be here this evening, my mother always encouraged my brother and I to take risks, good risks. But those risks, she would always call it stepping out in faith. But my mother always expected us to put the needs of others before ourselves, to always aspire for a greater purpose. I've been prepared for this. I know it. I recognize it. You know, when I decided to submit my name as a candidate, it was to aspire to something that was greater than me. Because I understand, if elected judge, I could be gone the very next day. And people have talked about the historical implications should I be elected, and I understand that. And should my election give inspiration to someone who's seeking it, God bless them. Because, you know, I've needed inspiration myself from the ordinary actions of people who have taken similar steps throughout this country every single day. One example, in 1966, my great-great-uncle, Elvage, decided to walk into the county seat in Panola County, Mississippi, Batesville, Mississippi. And very simply, all he wanted to do was to exercise his privilege to register to vote. And he did that. But you know why that is such a source of inspiration to me? Because my great-great-uncle Elvage had to wait until he was 106 years old and 9 months. How could I not be inspired by a man who did a very simple thing, but it touches my life even to this very day. My grandfather, merely because he was registered to vote 24 years ago, received a summons to serve on a jury. Happened to be the same jury that appointed him the foreperson, and it was that jury who returned the murder verdict against Byron Della Beckwith in his third trial. See, ordinary steps taken by ordinary people to exercise a privilege. See, I understand why I must take this step. I don't have a choice in the matter. Because to do otherwise, I don't want to look back and say, what if? Or how could I have made a difference? So I'm asking not just of myself, but I'm asking my family, I'm asking every supporter, I'm asking every volunteer. Let's embrace this process with the respect and the dignity that it deserves so that we can bring honor, a new level of honor, to Erie County and its constituents. Thank you and God bless you.
That was a great speech, as always. No, it was really good, Dad.
Thank you.
I just want to remind everyone that at the table in the far right corner, there are envelopes for donations that you can take with you if you want to do it later. And we also have an iPad set up where you can make donations right here on the spot. Thank you.
And there's still plenty of food.
And there's lots of food. So.